Hello guys, hello guys, hello guys. What's up, what's up, what's up? It is your host that does the absolute most, spiritual intellectual 777 here once again. Welcome to the House of Greatness, guys. So in today's video, I'm going to ask you an important question. Are you confident in what you're doing? And the reason why I asked that question is because there's a lot of people out here who have these grand ideas about what they want their life to be like. They want to, achieve success in whatever area. They set these intentions to manifest these goals. Or better yet, I'm gonna use a better example. So let's say that, you have your spiritual awakening, right? And you're at the very beginning of it. And you start getting all of these different realizations. You start seeing reality more deeply. You start unlocking these different truths. And then you go out in the world and you start, telling your family members and your friends and your colleagues and your coworkers, etc., 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 about these different realizations that you're having. But more often than not, we're met with resistance, like them telling us that, oh, what the hell happened to you? Like, you've changed all of a sudden. What are you talking about, this whole higher self business? You better not be disobeying God like that. The devil is tricking your mind, yada, 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 yada. And if you haven't learned to accept and love yourself unconditionally, you're going to take what they say super personally. And you're going to allow it to hurt you and infect you. You're going to allow them to infect you with their low vibrational energy. And I like this analogy that Feel Good talked about in his video that he released yesterday titled Angel Notifications. The dark cloud, or the dark mist, if you will. So you pretty much just started airing out to them these realizations that you had. And then all of a sudden you allow yourself to get infected with their negative energy. And so now you go from being super confident in yourself and high vibrational and really excited for life to all of a sudden just feeling fearful, scared, angry, second guessing yourself. And so now you're going back home just with this dark energy around you. Why? Because you've opened yourself up as a portal to receive that energy. And basically that person just vamped that energy from you. And they've replaced that positive high vibrational energy with lower level fearful energy. And so now when you go interact with people, after you just interacted with whoever you was interacting with that had the bad energy, you're going to pass on that negative energy to someone else, and that person will pass it on to somebody else, and on and on and on. It becomes like a domino effect, right? All because you didn't work on mastering your own fears and learning to love and accept yourself unconditionally and keeping your mouth shut, because this type of information is not for everybody. When I first created this channel, I didn't have the intention of trying to wake everybody up. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. This is for the people who are open-minded to the information and want to grow and expand. And I use this as an outlet to tell my own stories, which I'm gonna get into right now. But, I'm just keep saying this. You have to learn sometimes to just keep your mouth shut and just keep those realizations to yourself, because contrary to popular belief, not everything is meant to be shared with people in person or on the internet. Sometimes, your higher self or your angels or God wants you to keep that to yourself so that you don't get tainted with that negative energy. And piggybacking off of what Feel Good was saying as well, I was really inspired by that video. I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description below for you guys to go watch it. It's an incredible video. It's kind of long, It's like 35 minutes and 3 seconds, but it's well worth your time, guys. Trust me. Feel Good is amazing. If you're watching this Feel Good, shout out to you. You've inspired many of my videos. You've inspired me to become my greatest version and to keep on growing and expanding. So shouts out to you, Phil, for doing what you're doing, man. Just keep going. Don't let nobody knock you down. Don't let nobody slay you off your path. Although you're pretty fucking strong. I mean, you already know this. But anyways, let me get to the damn story. So at the beginning of my awakening, quote unquote, and I put quotes on that because, I really had the beginning of my awakening when I met my divine feminine, not in the physical yet, but, through the internet. And then she started, mirroring back to me exactly what I needed to work on to heal. But just for intensive purposes, I'm going to just call this my first awakening. So back in 2014, I go ahead and go on Instagram or whatever. I'm just scrolling on the Explore page just because I'm bored as fuck on a Friday. I think it was like a Friday or a Saturday. It had to be a weekend for sure. Weekend day for sure. And then I all of a sudden came across this picture that was talking about spirituality. I forgot what it's about. I should have screenshotted it and saved it just so I can put it on top of this video so that you guys can take a look at it. But it is what it is. Anyways, it piques my interest. And around that time, I was like a full-fledged Christian. Like, I was going to church almost every Sunday. I'm not going to say I went every Sunday, but I went a good bit. And I was it really piqued my interest, even though I was raised, as a Kojic Christian, Church of God in Christ, for anybody that doesn't know what that stands for. And you guessed it, I did grow up in the South. I'm still in the South as we speak, specifically Houston, Texas. So if in the South, it's like Bible Belt, all the southern states. But let's get back to the story at hand, man. I keep going on these tangents. But anyways, yeah, after that night, I don't know, it just something in me just said, go all in on this. And so I did. And then about a week or two later, I start watching Till Swan videos, start binge watching the fuck out of that shit. Just watching one after the other, 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 just non-fucking stop. I think per day, I was watching 10 to 20 videos in a row. I'm binge watching my favorite show on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? But I was researching spiritual information like shadow work, meditation, third eye. And this was also around the time that I was trying to open up my third eye, because I'm like, whoa, that shit sounds cool. I want to try that. And I was obsessed about it quite a bit. I was listening to the binaural beats. I was watching the videos about it. I was asking, my fellow connects on Instagram, how to do it. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, I was really going all in on it. I was studying the law of attraction heavily. I was studying the 7 universal laws of success by Deepak Chopra. You know what I mean? And around that time, I was really reading lots and lots and lots of books. I mean, I still read now. I don't read as much as I used to, but around that time, I was reading like a madman, and I was going to the bookstore pretty much every damn weekend, just buying books left and fucking right, just reading the mugs, not really finishing them. I finished some of them, but I didn't finish the majority of my books because I would immediately just move on to the next one and the next one and the next one and the next. I'm tongue tied. The next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And so I would just be really just trying to gobble up as much information as I could. And then I would one time my mom asked me, did I want to go to church? And I was like, no, Ma, I don't want to go. And then she noticed, and this was the time that she noticed that I stopped just going to church for 4 Sundays in a row. And then I basically told my mom I didn't believe in God no more. And of course, that shit didn't end well, as you guys guessed it. You know what I'm saying? She even said to me, like, I don't even recognize this person anymore. Because, like, basically, like, I just decided to go all gung-ho and just leave Christianity behind completely. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that there was a lot of risk and repercussions that came with that. But, you know, I didn't let fear stop me from doing that. And of course, you know, I did have doubts inside of myself, you know, and I felt a little bit of fear. I was like, man, you know, my family's going to disown me. They're not going to accept me for who I am, blah, 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 blah. And then flash forward, you know, I think 2 weeks later, I was like reading a Law of Attraction book, and then my mom like discovered it. And then she called up my grandmother, and then my grandmother was giving me a long ass talk saying, you know, don't let Satan play with your mind. You know, if I were you, I would take that book and throw it in the trash and blah, 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 blah. You see what I mean? Like, when you first start like really seeing life deeply, you know what I'm saying? And you start unlocking these different truths and you start going down a rabbit hole, so to speak, just researching this information and doing some inner searching. That's when your family members are going to try to pull you right back in that bucket. So to make sure that you don't rise above them, because your family has been conditioned to a certain paradigm, if you will, that keeps them locked in to where they're locked in. And that's why, you know, you see families continuously going through financial struggle, and we're going through, you know, constant dysfunction in the household where, you know, there's lots of conditional love going around. People, you know, the children are being physically, mentally, and emotionally abused. And that's pretty much been normalized in this society. That's the paradigm that we live in, is the reward punishment dynamic. And living in that dynamic has not really done anything productive for society. In fact, it has made us feel shitty about ourselves. So, you know, that paradigm obviously now is slowly but surely dying off, but it's not going down without a fight. You see what I'm saying? I hope this whole video is making sense to you. You know, if not, I'm just going to continue to go into it. So, for example, like, let's say, you know, the child does something that the parent doesn't approve of. Like, the parent wanted the child to, you know, play sports, right? Let's say the parent wanted the child to play football, but that particular child's heart was set in painting, right? I know I'm using a lot of art examples because I'm an artist, but, you know, just for intents and purposes, I will use that. So the child wants to be a painter, right? And the child tells, you know, the parent or parents that, I don't want to play football, I want to paint. And then the parent immediately scolds that child, says, no, you will not paint. You will go ahead and play football, get a scholarship, go to school, get your degree, get drafted to the NFL, and make millions of dollars. And it is super duper unfortunate that the 99% of parents are like that, to where they scold their children for going after something that they're genuinely interested in, right? And so subconsciously, what that tells the child is that they're not enough and they're not worthy to be loved. And that in order to get loved, you have to submit to people's will and do what they want you to do, or else you're going to be starving for love for the rest of your life. And as children, we've equated love with survival. And so, you know, as children, we were pretty much powerless. You know, we don't know anything about how this reality works. And we're at the mercy of the adults that are around us. And the adults influence us, and we're easily influenced by the adults around us. And when they implant thoughts in our head, we immediately absorb it like sponges, because we don't know what to do. We don't know how to survive in this world on our own. So we depend on the adults around us to hopefully take care of us and look out for our well-being. But obviously, you know, most adults don't do that shit. And it's unfortunate that a lot of, you know, wounded children grow up to be wounded adults that need lots and lots and lots of healing. But you can prevent that child from needing lots and lots of healing in the first place by loving them and accepting them unconditionally, and encouraging your child to go after their dreams and be their number one cheerleader, and to keep on cheering them on even when the world tells them no. Right? So if you're a parent that's watching this, or if you're an adult that is constantly in the vicinity of children, please be careful how you act and what you please be careful what you do and what you say around children, because children are easily impressionable, and whatever they see constantly, they're going to think that shit is normal. Like a kid, that's constantly being scolded every time they do something they love to do as normal. They equate doing what they love to do as punishment. So they grow up into adults that work the job that mommy or daddy wants them to work. And because the parent doesn't approve of it, right? Or let me phrase that better. Because they're on a subconscious level still looking for approval. So they'll go ahead and take that job that mommy and daddy wants. They'll go to college like everybody wants them to. They'll get that degree that mommy and daddy wants them to get, just so they can get a sense of love and approval. But that's only conditional love, right? So you probably thinking like, dude, like, what does that have to do with you being confident in what you're doing? Well, it has a lot to being confident in what you're doing, because even though most of us have grown up being programmed to not go after our dreams and to constantly be fearful of every goddamn thing, in the world, we can make a choice right here, right now, to reverse the damage. But before I get into that, I'm going to get right back into the point, because I realize I just swayed all off. I talked to my mom about that, and then I felt fearful. But then somehow, some just told me to keep on going. And it took me all the way up to 2018, to late 2018, to finally be confident in what I'm doing and expressing my true self, right? But before we get into that, I'm gonna get into another segment. So here's like mid to late 2017 to when I go to Lamar University, right? And then I hung around this individual that was just like real, just mean and snarky and nasty. Like, her energy was not good. And I felt like I couldn't be myself around her. And I know that's ironic for me to say that, because I've been preaching since day one, be your authentic self, no matter who you're around. But I still had like some lingering subconscious fears that if I express who I truly am and what I stand for, then I'm not going to be accepted, right? And so, I just like froze up. Not froze up as in like I'm inanimated, I didn't say anything, but I was just really suppressing my real self, because I didn't want that disapproval, right? I wanted to make friends. I'm a very friendly, easygoing guy. I'm an extrovert. I love being around people. But that comes with a fault as well if you're an empath, because, I am an extroverted empath. And those two, they seem to dichotomize each other, but you'll see what I mean. I love being around people, and sometimes, or most of the time, I would just be agreeable and just agree with what the person says, just to not rock the boat or to get into a debate. But I've learned over time that that's actually damaging to your confidence, right? And I wasn't confident in what I was doing on a subconscious level. Even though I was, putting out this image that I was this super confident guy online, behind the scenes, I was still this scared little child. And so, I was afraid to express my true self around people because I was scared of being judged. Why? Because I judged myself. And so, like, if you're going through a spiritual awakening right now, like, just know that you are not alone. And I also want to say this too, like, if you were confident in what you were doing, you wouldn't be scared of what people think of you in the first place. Because first of all, what other people think of you / how they perceive you is none of your fucking business. Like, at all. because you're not in control of them. You can't control what they see in the world, or whether or not they live in an overlay. That's something that's way outside of your vicinity of control. The only person you can control is you. You control how much confidence you build within yourself. You control how much personal development work you do. You control what type of energy that you emit and what you take in. You're in control in the type of people you associate with. You're in control of what foods you put in your mouth or don't put in your mouth. You're in control of the clothes you wear. You're in control of what you do with your time. You're in control of how at peace you are. Those are things you can't control. You can't control whether or not somebody thinks that you're a nutcase that's just rambling on and on about the higher energies and the angels and the spirit realms. Let people talk the shit that they want to talk. Just let them keep talking. Okay? And you just keep doing you. Let them laugh at you. Let them talk shit. Let them get angry and get triggered. Because why? Because they are seeing their shadow by your light. Because the brighter you shine your light, the more it's going to expose people's shadows, and thus it's going to make people feel triggered, and they're going to start projecting all of their crap upon you. And so you, the person, must build up your sense of self-confidence and continue to do that personal development work on a daily. This is a lifestyle choice. This is not just, spirituality is not just something you do for one day and then whoop-de-doop, you're all healed up. Like, nah, this is a daily fucking thing. You're plugging away at it every single damn day. You see what I mean? If you really take your spiritual business seriously, you will be doing the work every single day. And I mean literally every day. You got to build that self-confidence. You got to learn to be secure within yourself. Because your angels want you to win. They want you to live an abundant life. But you can't achieve that if you're constantly cowering down like this every time somebody every time somebody disagrees with you and says that, your lifestyle is crazy. You shouldn't be engaging in that stuff. That's of the devil, yada, 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 yada. You have to learn to be strong out here on all fronts if you want to go down this path. This path is not for the faint of heart. This path is for the people who are serious about elevating their consciousness and ascending. It doesn't matter how much you've been hurt in your childhood. It doesn't matter, that mommy and daddy didn't give you the love that you craved and deserve. It doesn't matter whether your boyfriend or girlfriend or your homeboy just left you out to hang when you needed them the most, because more than likely they're running away from themselves. And like I said, you can't take what other people do or don't do personally. And that's what this path is about. In a nutshell, is mastering yourself. It's not about waking up your mama or waking up your daddy, waking up your homeboy, or waking up the whole world in general. Because you're just going to drive yourself up the fucking wall if you try to do that. That ain't even your goal. The purpose of this path is for you to focus on your own purpose and healing your own wounds, and other people will follow suit. You know what I'm saying? And also, I want to equate this to business. So if you are out here and you're promoting your business and you are trying so freaking hard to get clients, but they're not coming to you, but you still run after them, beg for them, and you put on this mask of false niceness, which is a form of manipulation, I might add. If you're doing all of that, that means that you're not confident in what your business, you're not confident in what you're offering in your business. And you feel like you have to hound down people to be a client of yours. Right? When you're tuned in, tapped in, and turned on with God and you're co-creating with it, you'll find that you don't really need anything from anybody. And ironically, that's when that's when the right clients are going to be drawn to you, and they're going to come to you willingly and ask for your services. You don't have to be going out here chasing, John Doe or Jane Dane left and right. You ain't got to chase anybody, period. Because they'll just automatically be drawn to you. And here's the ironic part though. When you truly reach that diamond consciousness to where you realize that you don't need anything from this third dimension, that's when your energy becomes the most magnetic and you start drawing upon yourself people and experiences, places and things that align with your higher frequency, right? And that's the ultimate goal. It's not about chasing down clients or chasing down people to support you and to believe in what you're doing. Because if you're already spiritually solid and accepting of yourself and loving towards yourself unconditionally, you're going to be drawing stuff to you like this. It's going to be like clockwork. Because you're living from a moment to moment paradigm as opposed to living in past, present, and future, right? Because when a person reaches that higher state of consciousness, this false concept of time immediately just dissolves. You don't even perceive that. You just live in the eternalness of the now, moment by moment, instead of just, planning things out to the T, right? And so you just have to be real. You have to develop that confidence within yourself, because if you know what you're doing is right, you won't have to beg a damn person to support you. You won't have to beg for people to believe in you. You will be doing the work regardless if you had 0 supporters or 100 or 100 million. You're still going to be doing the same thing. Like me with this YouTube channel, I would still be making these types of videos talking on this subject matter even if I didn't have a damn supporter in my name, because I genuinely enjoy talking about this. This is fun for me. This is a great outlet for me to release the information that I am guided to put out. I don't just be putting out videos just to be putting out videos. Every single video that I put out is divinely guided, every single one of them. You know what I mean? So, in conclusion, you need to. Oh, I'm gonna stop saying that, because I don't want to I don't want to intrude on anybody's free will. I'm gonna just leave you with this. Just keep working on yourself. Keep developing your confidence. Keep sitting with yourself. And just keep tapping into that inner wisdom more and more, and keep following it. And before you know it, you're going to be more confident than ever, right? And your angels love you. They're always looking out for your best interest at heart. And they're always communicating to you through any means. Like, the most common way that angels communicate is numbers. You know what I mean? Sometimes your angels will communicate to you in the form of your thoughts, or in the form of a song, or through a poem, through another person. It's really friggin' unlimited. They have an unlimited amount of ways that they can reach you, right? Even in your feelings, right? If you feel like something is off, your angels are telling you, don't go there. If you have a bad feeling about a person, don't go with them, right? But unfortunately, most of us are hard-headed and we don't listen to the higher guidance, and we go on a date with that person anyways, and then we get into a relationship and we figure out just how dysfunctional it is, and now we're sitting there kicking ourselves saying, damn, like I knew something was off with this individual. But you're still, your angels are not going to leave you out to hang like a towel, right? They're still going to divinely guide you, and they're going to help you grow and expand, because that's what they do. It's in their nature to help, but you have to ask for it first. The angels are not just going to intervene out of nowhere, because that will be violating your free will. You know what I'm saying? You can grow and expand while being in that fucked up relationship, But just know that, it's going to come with a lot of unnecessary pain and drama and suffering that you could have avoided from the get-go had you listened to the guidance. And of course, I say that with love and not out of like trying to be harsh. Like, see, you should have listened. Like, no. Like, it just is what it is. You already made your decision to get in that relationship. So now you just got to deal with the repercussions of that choice. And hopefully next time you'll make better choices from here on out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's pretty much it for this video. I've been talking for a good minute now. And if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell right next to it so that you get notified every Friday when I upload videos. And also, if you've enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button, timestamp your favorite part of the video in the comment section below, and make sure to share the hell out of this video to anybody who you think needs this or would benefit from this information. And also, if you are a creative, make sure to go check out my 8 Mil Productions podcast, which is going to be linked in the description below. And also, if you love the content that much, you can leave a donation by clicking the link in the description below as well. So anyways, have an amazing Friday and continue to do the work on yourself. Continue to work on your confidence, work on your social skills so that you can attract what you want. And as always, peace in and out with the highest vibes, and I'll see you guys later. Are you looking for someone to shoot your videos, photos, films, and make your demo reel blow the socks off your clients? You come to the right place. At 8 Mil Productions, I offer the following services: shooting commercial videos, music videos, or videos in general not related to film. My rate for these services are $100 for 30-second videos, and the price goes up and varies from there for longer videos. For photography, I offer individual portraits and headshots for $40 a photo and group portraits for $60 a photo. For film shoots, my rate is $150 per shooting day. And last but not least, I edit demo reels for cinematographers, directors, and actors for $100. If you want to book me for the following services, email me at 8milproductions@gmail.com. I am looking forward to working with you.